All right, things are getting better. Only took 2 attempts. All right, I did a video, but it's been deleted because it wasn't really completed. I did the Jethro T boots versus, but then it didn't happen because I didn't have enough to do the video. So that's it. This is the last time you get Jethro T boots on this channel. Not joking around. I'm serious. Nice product. Decent little whiskey. Can't really take issue with it. It is Kentucky Sour Mash Bourbon, aged at least 4 years. But yeah, forget it. It's over. Forget it. Been on the market since 2014, but I'm finished with it. All right. So I have G&W, Gooderham and Wirtz, introduced in 1933. But then nobody paid attention to it. It's owned by Laird and Company today. It's aged 3 years. It's bottled in New Jersey by Laird and Company. It's a straight bourbon whiskey, no coloring or flavoring added. It's aged 3 years. Who makes it? Could be Buffalo Trace, could be Wild Turkey, could be Evan Williams, could be Jim Beam. We don't know. It's one of those big companies, though. Now, here is Stedman Select. I got a little bit left, well, about 10% left. I gave 20% to my friend David. This is Stedman Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Sour Mash, 43% alcohol, 86 proof, slow matured in select American white oak barrels, distilled, bottled, and barrel aged in Kentucky. So this is an alien. It is a Sazerac Buffalo Trace product. It's been on the market since 2018, but it was actually discontinued. And there's a whole write-up there about Ebenezer Hiram Stedman and his brother Sam, who was nicknamed Sunset Sam. Because it was Lucy and Ramona and Sunset Sam, people on the street trying to find a plan. But this is bottled by IWA Distilling Company Limited, Louisville, Kentucky. Aged 36 months. They're both aged 3 years. This big glass bottle I purchased at Walmart. It was like $19.99. Then about a year later, I went to Total Wine & More, and they had it for $1 less. So I felt like I got ripped off. All right. Anyway, it's been replaced by a new upgraded Stedman Select with a different label from a different distillery with a different age statement, I think. Definitely a different proof statement, different alcohol level. But same parent company, Sazerac. But yeah, it's totally different now. If you go to Walmart, totally different colors, everything. So if you find this old black, white, gold label, check it out because you're not going to see it. It's discontinued. Hey, at it again. Yeah, I'm at it again. All right. I've been pleased with this bottle. It's a glass. It's not cheap plastic. And is it amazing and awesome? No, it's none of those things. It's not amazing or awesome, but it's, nice. Would it compete with Jack Daniels? Yeah, I think it would. Just put the Jethro 2 boots. I don't think it would. It wouldn't beat it or lose to it. It would just kind of like compete with it, Might beat it. All right, here's the G&W, Gooderham and Wirtz. So glad I went to the Tulane game. When I go to the Tulane football games, because that's the big college team in New Orleans. So when I go there, I usually get there early because better early than late, right? So I get there early. And I say, let me go walk around, check out Elio's Wine Warehouse, a couple of other stores. Most of the time, yeah, there ain't nothing new. It's the same old thing. They're both copper. Look at that copper appearance. If it'll focus, I'll be happy. Finally, thank you. But I'll go walk around, and like I said, usually it's nothing too special, but occasionally it'd be like, oh, what is this? It's like I can't get over it. So I was there last year, maybe it was 2 years ago because I'll lose track of time. But wasn't that long ago. I was over there and I'm looking around and I see this sales feature. I'm like Fred Sanford, $8 for a liter. $8 for a liter. I'm looking at the bottle. I was like, is this a joke? Some kind of joke. I'm looking at the bottle. Kentucky straight bourbon sour mash whiskey. And then I looked down and said, liter, 1 liter, $8. I'm like, I'm buying this. I don't care how far I have to walk back to my car. So I bought it. I said, thank you very much. Walked back up the highway, which is a major thoroughfare. I mean, it's like 6 lanes north or west, 6 lanes east. You can get killed walking on that road, but I stayed on the sidewalk. But it's, got to keep your mind with you, So I put it back in my car, and I was like, I can't wait to get home after this game to research this product. And of course, the game was exciting, I say it was Memphis or Houston. Yeah, it was probably one of those 2 teams. I'm thinking, yeah, it was probably one of those 2 teams. It was probably what they put on the shelf because they knew it would be a lot of people coming in. Sazerac, what don't they seem to own these days? I know they own everything, right? Joe Hill says, evening. How long did the snow stick around? Oh, well, it was gone in a snap. It was like snowy and it was like a blizzard and it was like all this snow, but that was on a Tuesday. Maybe by Saturday morning there was still some snow, but it wasn't much. It dissipated pretty fast. Yeah, it was very quick. And then in 50 years or 100 years, check back with me and we'll have some more blizzards in southeastern Louisiana. 50 or 100 years, probably more like 100. So here's G&W private stock. Oh, I'm smelling some really good smells. I think my neighbor next door I think he's cooking a corned beef brisket. Because I'm getting that salt, like those those corns. Okay, so here's G&W private stock. It's probably in his smoker overnight. 75% corn, 13 to 12% malted barley, aged 5 years. Yeah. But I've got the 83 years. But it probably is still 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. Anything unusual there? No, that's kind of normal, actually. So, yeah, good standard bourbon. Nice. It was a very interesting thing to see that snow, that blizzard. Oh, that brisket. Oh. They had it on discount. I kept waiting. I went to that local store and they had bought a bunch for New Year's, but some of it didn't sell. So I'm watching it. And they had the Best Buy date. I'm watching. So, okay. It was like $19 for a corned beef brisket. But I waited till the sell by date. Well, they have to sell at that date. They cannot sell it past that date. They can get in big trouble. So they have to throw it out. So it was like $20, $19.50, $20. So they sold it for $5.34. They can get something for it, because that's it. After that day, they got to throw it out. They get nothing for it. So I waited. I came home. Okay. cut open the bag with the spices. I put the spices in the bag with the brisket. I wrapped it up real tight where it wouldn't fall over in the fridge and leak. Kept it overnight. Next morning, I had that oven hot. I put it on the foil, put it in the oven, 2.5 hours. The last 15 minutes, I put it on broil where it was just the heat coming down. I scorched that thing. So I took it out the oven. I cut it with a knife. I tasted it. You could eat it. You barely had to chew it. It was that tender. You could eat it, but you barely had to chew it. So you can imagine that I went like crazy. I was like a crazy person eating that brisket, like a nutcase, like a madhouse, like it was madness. I went berserk eating that thing. Oh, and it was good with the red beans and with the salad, the beet, what they call that thing, the turnip greens, the turnip green salad, raw turnip green salad. It was memorable. Love a good brisket. Yes, the discount, nice. Oh, it was amazing. And then somebody told me, why you didn't bring me one? So I didn't know you wanted that. But that was off the chain. Like somebody else that works there, I was off the chain. It was amazing. All right. So anyway, all right. So we saw the products. So these are both copper. This one is very cloudy. You probably can't see that on video, but cloudiness is usually a telltale sign of Sazerac. Buffalo Trace. Now you say, oh no, it's IWA Distilling Company Limited. Yeah, but yeah, you can't. It looks clear here, but if you buy a bourbon from Buffalo Trace or Sazerac, and you keep it and you keep going down, tasting a little bit every now and then, by the time you get to the bottom third or 25%, it'll be very cloudy. Very cloudy. I think a lot of sediment builds up in those. Now this one is, oh, that's it. This one is clear. That's the G&W. I know it's the G&W. Oh yeah. Oh. Stedman's? Don't tell me the G&W's got cloudy. Well, I guess they all could. I think there's only so much filtering they can do until it starts to, the sediment settles to the bottom. Okay. All right. Actually, I wish I had not looked at that. That's too many clues. Mardi Gras has been largely canceled in New Orleans because of this big windstorm they're predicting tomorrow, which may not pan out, but maybe it will. Now they're saying they're going to have the parades starting at 6:30 in the morning with no bands, which doesn't make sense to me. Why not do the bands and no parade? Because the floats might tip over. The bands are not going to tip over. My friend David, David, who does the beer reviews, duo reviews with me, he's going off to Proteus, Orpheus, and yeah, he's going to check that out. But he'll get impatient and leave. But I mean, these parades might last 6 hours. Who wants to look at that for 6 hours? But yeah, and he's definitely out at the route. The parade starts in 1 minute. He's definitely on the route. Oh yeah, he's out there. But he lives like 6 miles away from where it starts. If I lived 6 miles away, I'd go over there all the time. Not 31 miles away. That's a big difference. Yeah. New Orleans police. New Orleans police consider canceling Zulu and Rex parades due to weather. Oh man, I'm glad I decided not to go. Can you imagine all the money they spent to have these parades? But they're still going to have the balls. They'll still have the marching groups. They just march down the street. They don't. The wind's not going to blow them over. But it's a real disappointment. A real disappointment. for the people involved. Not me. I was going to cut my grass anyway. All right. Well, I think this will be a big challenge. 86 proof. I'm sorry, 86 proof, 80 proof. That's a little bit of a difference, 3%, 43% alcohol, 40. It's not a great difference. Aged 3 years. They're both sour mash. They're both from Kentucky. They're both straight bourbon. So yeah, I think it could be a real challenge. Although Sazerac / Buffalo Trace does tend to have a house style. So they do tend to kind of taste the same. I can't say that on air. I'm gonna disregard that comment. Non-chill filter takes care of the cloudy look, I thought. Well, no, non-chill filter would make the chances of being cloudy much higher. If it's non-chill filter, there'd be a much higher chance of it being cloudy. Yeah. So it's the opposite. Yeah, corn, flour, cornmeal, cornstarch, vanilla, oak, charred oak. Same old stuff. Oh, the game's starting. I had to hurry up. Basketball game. A lot less over here. So the nose over here is very dulled out. Very dulled out. And I don't know what it is, but strange. All right, let's go with the taste. Cheers. But we're off to Canada tomorrow. Off to Canada, the Dominion of Canada. Candy corn. Corn flour. Cornmeal. Corn flour. Vanilla, oak. Charred oak. A little bit. Not too much. A little bit. A little bit. Could be either one. Yeah. Kind of tells you right there which one you should buy. Either one, depending on price. What's the main competitor for the Canadian whiskey tomorrow? Oh, well, many. The more important question is, what is the Canadian whiskey for tomorrow? Which is Canadian Leaf. On the market since 1992, I think. But there's another one, Canadian Lake, that's been on the market since 1961. They have the same exact label. Canadian Leaf, Canadian Lake. Like literally the same exact label. They're both 80 proof, 40% alcohol, non-age stated, Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. A meaningless statement there, because Canadian whiskey can have natural flavors. They don't have to put it on the label. Both bottled in Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore County, Maryland, really, to be more accurate. But yeah, I'm going to put it up against other Sazerac products like Canadian Royal Canadian, introduced in 1934. Canadian Limited, Canadian 1972. Canadian James Fox, Canadian Hunter. Oh, I got so many. It's crazy. It's so crazy. All the Canadian whiskeys you see at the liquor store, Canadian Limited, Rich and Rare, 40 Creek, Crown Royal. Who hadn't seen that? Yeah, all the same old stuff, But not bad. Now, this one to my right hand seems to have a little bit more character, a little bit more punch, a little bit more charred oak, a little bit more just substance to it. more body to it, more character, more char. I think this must be the Stedman Select. It is 86 proof versus 80. I think the Stedman Select is a little bit better. Now, could you still find a bottle on the shelves? Yeah, you might. Might not, because there's a new one that's hit the market. It's 90 proof. Oh, 90 proof. Um, and it's from a different, well, theoretically, a different distillery. And yeah, so I cannot speak to the new Stedman Select since I never had it. But yeah, I have a bottle, haven't opened it, haven't cracked it open, but oh wait, we might have done a duo review. Did we do a duo? Yeah, I think we did, but it didn't really taste that much different. A little higher proof, but otherwise, yeah, it wasn't really that. To me, it wasn't that much different. No, fine product, no complaints. I was glad I got it for $9.99. No longer the price. $9.99 at date of purchase. No longer the price by any means. The price has shot up, but hey, I knew that was going to happen. That's why I bought it. I don't know, man. I just took a sip. This thing seemed pretty strong. Like, like, woo. Maybe this is the 86 proof. Oh, these whiskey taste challenges can be confounding. They can just run you ragged, work your nerves. Working my nerves. Yeah, I got it now. I've got it now. I have got it now. That was a tip off. So this is the Stedman Select, and I know that because it tastes stronger, and there's no way that's an 80 proof bourbon. I got it. I got it. Oh, did I mention to you that I got it? Yeah. Sometimes you got to keep going through it. Like, got to progress through it. It's like initial taste. I don't know. It tastes so similar. Second taste. Yeah, pretty similar. Third taste. Well, there is a little difference. Fourth taste. Wait a minute. So it kind of works like that. So I'm glad I took my time. So yeah. Um, it's funny because one of the guys from the Knights of Columbus meeting was at a local store today buying all kind of products for the Fish Fry Friday during Lent. He says, I'm buying all the stuff. Like, I've never seen so much Sprite and Coca-Cola, none of which I would ever want to drink. He says, I'm going to get this 50. I don't know. He kept saying 50 of Crown Royal. I don't know what a 50 is. I know what a fifth, but I think he was buying a big jug bottle. I'm buying this Crown. I'm buying this Crown. I'm buying. He kept emphasizing it. I saw him like 5 times in the store in the parking lot. Buying this Crown, Crown, Crown. I said, I get that. I told him, I said, I like Crown Royal. And he tells me today, are you ready? Are you ready? Like, am I ready for Crown Royal Friday night fish fry at the Knights of Columbus? I said, I'm definitely ready for Crown Royal, but I don't know. I don't know why he said it like it was a challenge. Like, I said, I don't think this guy knows too much about me. Like, why would I not? I'd rather eat the shrimp, than drink Crown Royal. But I do like Crown Royal. No knock against that. He wasn't buying Crown Royal Black or Crown Royal Reserve or Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye. But they're not going to drink that. They're going to think it's too strong. It tastes too harsh. But I said, I like Crown Royal. I don't know. I still can't understand what he was talking about. He was telling me, are you ready? Are you ready? I said, I'm clearly ready. Okay. Well, he's very generous, though. Crown Royal ain't cheap, as we know. No, and if you live in certain states, and I think in Canada, they pay more for Crown Royal. This is the really crazy thing. I think in Canada, they pay more for Crown Royal per ounce than we do in the United States, and they ship it to the United States. So, like, would it be cheaper per ounce in your own country? But no, no, no. All right, so should should you buy the Stedman Select? I think you should, assuming you A can find it, and B you find it for a good price, which I think it should be a low price. Now you say, oh, I went to a liquor store and they had a regular bottle $7.50 for $20. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do that. Because this is basically the same as Ezra Brooks, 86 proof, aged 4 years, sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. You say, oh, Lord, Sazerac. They just made a copy of not Ezra Brooks, Evan Williams. I'm sorry. Well, there is a Ezra Brooks. Evan Williams, 90 proof, 86 proof, black label. Well, yeah, you can mimic a company. You can mimic a company. You just can't like violate the trademark. So yeah, you can definitely make a same 86 proof, 4 year age sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey and a black label with gold and white trim. Oh, there's no law against that. You just can't violate the trademark, which means you're trying to mimic the product to trick the consumer to think they're buying something else. But obviously, nobody would buy this and think that it is Evan Williams 86 proof bourbon whiskey. Like, nobody would buy this thinking that. They would think it was some strange off brand bourbon, which actually, that's what it is, a strange off brand bourbon. Except that it's made by the same people who make Pappy Van Winkle and Weller and Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare. But yeah, Sazerac is a very interesting company because they put out some very expensive products, then they flip around and put out, oh, the bottom of the bottom shelf. So, I mean, yeah, I get it. Cover all the bases, but those people, they are something else. They just crack me up with stuff they put on the shelf. It's funny though. Like Karen said in Goodfellas, it's funny. It's funny. So the winner is, I would say by a little bit, little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. It's a Stedman Select. It's got a little bit higher proof, a little bit more character, a little bit more body, a little bit more savoir faire. But no knock against G&W. I think G&W is a good product. I would buy it again, in theory, not in reality. But theory, yes, I would. So I would say if you find this for $8 a liter, you say I'm going crazy. Yeah, you're not going to find it for that. But if you do, obviously you would have to buy it for $8 a liter. It's like unreal. But yeah, unfortunately, this has been discontinued. Has the new version uh, surpassed it? Is it better? Well, I'll have to really review it and do taste challenges and really get deep into it and see if is it really better. I think it will be a little bit better, a little bit more refined, but just a little bit, like marginal. All right. All right. I read that already. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.